They say there is a place in Venice, so haunted, so heavy with sorrow, that even the bravest will not set foot there. An island made not of earth and stone, but of ash and blood and bone. It is called Poveglia, the Island of the Dead. Before we begin, tell me something. Where are you listening from tonight? And do you remember when you subscribed to this channel? Drop it in the comments below. I'd love to know how far these whispers travel. And if you're new here, don't forget to, soft emphasis, like this video and share it with someone who loves dark history as much as you do. It helps me keep telling these midnight stories. Now, let us drift together across the black water. In the beginning, Poveglia was no different from any other speck of land in the Venetian lagoon. Families lived here. They fished in the shallow waters and they prayed in a tiny chapel. They raised children who ran barefoot on the sand. For a time it was safe, but safety never lasts. By the 9th century, war came to the lagoon. Invaders swept across the islands, burning homes and scattering families. Poveglia's survivors fled into Venice, and the island was abandoned. That's when the stories began. Fishermen swore they heard voices calling across the water. Sailors claimed to see figures waving from the shore, though no one lived there. Poveglia was learning to keep secrets. Then came the Black Death. It moved through Venice like fire, devouring whole families. The Senate needed somewhere to take the sick and the dead. They chose Poveglia. Boats slipped silently across the lagoon at night. Some carried bodies already gone cold. Others carried the dying, still breathing, still crying out. But none of them returned. On the island, great pits were dug. Lime was poured. Ash was spread. And tens of thousands of bodies were cast inside. Historians say more than 160,000 souls were left in that soil. Even now, storms wash bones onto the shore. Imagine the sound of that night air. The crackling fire. The tolling of bells. And the faint voices of those who begged not to be taken across the water. If this story chills you already, press the like button so I know you're still with me, still listening. Centuries later, in the 20th century, the plague was gone. But Poveglia was not forgotten. Authorities built a psychiatric hospital on the island. It was meant to heal. But it became a prison. Patients whispered of shadows that moved across their walls. Of cries at night that did not belong to them. One doctor grew infamous. He claimed he could cure madness with cruel tools, drills, hammers, and crude lobotomies. Patients screamed as their minds were broken. Locals whispered the island itself was guiding his hands. And in the end, he climbed the asylum's bell tower. Witnesses say he screamed of black figures pulling at him. He fell. Some say he jumped. Others, that he was pushed. The bell was removed long ago. But fishermen swear they still hear it tolling in the night. When the asylum closed, the government sealed the island. No visitors. No tours. No development. Fishermen refused to cast nets near its waters, claiming they pulled up bones instead of fish. Children were told never to swim near its shore. But trespassers still came. Ghost hunters. Explorers. Skeptics. They tell the same stories. Sudden chills. Hands on their shoulders when no one was near. The toll of a bell that no longer exists. And always, the feeling that someone is watching. Today the buildings crumble. The trees grow wild. But the ground itself remains restless. More ash than earth. More bone than sand. Poveglia is not abandoned. It is waiting. So now you know the story of Poveglia, the Island of the Dead. Tell me, would you dare to step foot there? Would you walk among the bones? Or would you, like the Venetians, turn your gondola away and pretend the island does not exist? Drop your answer in the comments. I'll be reading them in the dark of the night. And if you felt the chill of Poveglia tonight, don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe so you never miss another midnight story. Sleep well if you can. For some voices, do not rest.